The log files associated with the SharePoint are described, or the location of those are described in the SharePoint Portal Server Central Administration page. So let me show you where that's going to be found. Just go under Start Menu, Administrative Tools, and you should find that listed under SharePoint. There we go, Central Administration. And now under Central Administration, you'll find it under Operations. And under Operations, it is down here in the option called Diagnostic Logging. Now within here, what we're saying, what I wanted to show you here is, well, those are the logging options, but more importantly, this is the location of these logs. So I can actually just copy that. Let me open up that window directly. Let me just do a start run. It's a nice little shortcut. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in there. I just pasted this. Yeah, paste that in there. That's the directory name. And that should open up the directory in Windows Explorer. And if we take a look at the most recent one, again, these are the SharePoint logs. And this is where you would find, any kind of logs that we would ask you to send out for tech support. And of course, sometimes a great deal of system management is simply looking at the same logs every day and getting a feel for what's normal and what's not. I'm getting the impression, just looking here, is that I get a fair amount of nuisance alarms or nuisance log entries here. Here I'm getting in the order of 5 or 10 a minute. So I would guess after looking at this day in and day out, I would get to recognize those things that look usual or typical, those things that don't. So that would be one place to look for any kind of hints as to where what different components might be failing. So of course, the thing to look for is to open this up and do a search for words like fatal, cannot, things like that. So look for that's one place to go looking for SharePoint logs. Now in addition, of course, Windows has its own support for application error logs. If we go into, actually let's go into Administrative Tools. There is the Event Viewer. And within the Event Viewer, we want to look at the application logs. And again, looking at these day in and day out, you would notice those things that are significant versus those things that are just nuisance alarms. So this is where we would go to start trying to find the reason for some type of an error in SharePoint or in RT WebParts.